Utah Valley University students returned to class today following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The county sheriff held a press conference to provide case updates.
Sunshine and warm temperatures stick around, but enjoy it while you can.
Honesty, integrity is part of their motto, but it looks like maybe that all burns up with their shop.
A KREM 2 investigator story. Customers left stranded after an auto shop fire. They say the shop isn't paying up, and it's not just the torched cars leaving people feeling burned. Well, good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Amanda Rowley. Mark has the day off. Well, students returned to class at Utah Valley University for the first time after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on campus last week. Prosecutors say the suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, confessed to his partner before surrendering to authorities. Today, Washington County Sheriff Nate Brooksby described how a family friend and retired sheriff deputy helped convince him to turn himself in.
Part of the negotiation and getting him to bring himself in was that we would treat it as delicate and as soft as possible to make him feel comfortable to where he would show up at my office, and that's exactly what happened.
Authorities are holding Tyler Robinson on charges that include aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice, and witness tampering. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. And we will stream Charlie Kirk's memorial on Sunday. Coverage starts at 10 a.m. and you can catch that on our KREM 2 Plus app. Just download for free and watch on your TV. New information on a fire at a Spokane Valley auto shop causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. You can see the extensive damage here. It happened at the Firestone in Spokane Valley on July 30th. The arson report obtained by KREM 2 News says the damage was so severe investigators could not figure out a specific cause. The case is considered closed. But the aftermath is far from over for several customers who reached out to KREM 2 for help. They told our Shannon Mowdy with an inconclusive cause, they've been left stranded without their cars and with Firestone denying responsibility.
This fire-damaged Firestone on University and Sprague looks much the same as it did 49 days ago. It's a visual reminder for Sheila Van Voris of the standstill she's been in ever since.
So it's been a month and a half and my car is still here. They haven't released it to my insurance. I still haven't been paid out through my insurance.
Her car was on this lift when something in the back of the maintenance shop caught fire. An investigative report shows the exact ignition source couldn't be determined because of burned tires. An inconclusive cause, and now, Sheila says, cause for Firestone's insurance adjuster to tell her the company isn't responsible.
And pretty much to kick rocks. Yeah, I'm on my own.
And she's not the only one.
And I handed them the keys and I told them how important it is that my son's truck gets back to him as soon as possible.
Karina Luce says she'll also have to pay thousands, and her son's pickup wasn't even damaged by the flames.
This is...
The Chevy K1500 had been at the Valley shop since July 21st.
This truck right outside of Firestone.
These photos.
That's when it was being dropped off.
And receipts.
This is the tow receipt from this place to that place, right there.
Became all the more important more than a month after the fire when a family member went to pick up the truck on August 26th.
And he sent me a text and said, the truck's not there. And I was like, what?
She frantically emailed Firestone and finally heard back from the regional manager September 5th.
He says, I remember there being only one truck at this location at the time of the fire, and it has already been claimed. Is there any possibility that this was dropped off at the downtown Firestone location?
That's despite multiple work orders from the Valley store, time-stamped hours before the fire.
The invoice, again from the 29th.
In the same email chain, the manager told her the work had been completed the 29th, but Lou says she doesn't have any record the repair was done.
I would contact the police department and file a stolen auto report. Since we were done with the service, we cannot accept liability and would suggest you contact your legal representative. I mean, first they're telling me they don't have the truck, and now they're telling me they did the work. Doesn't make sense.
Police found the Chevy a week later.
The truck is destroyed. The ignition's gone. The steering column's just destroyed. There's wires hanging everywhere. The doors are torn apart.
Torn apart by thieves, who Luce says took it right off Firestone's lot. Firestone's corporate office sent a statement telling KREM 2 News the company is continuing to work through the recovery and is focused on supporting impacted customers. The representative says they're working to restore power to retrieve Sheila's car off the lift. When pressed about Luce's stolen truck claims, the representative said she was up to date on the situation, but didn't elaborate.
And I'm not going to back down. And I don't believe Sheila's going to either.
We're hoping that if we get the other customers together, we can go in as a class action with an attorney on this.
In the meantime, Karina is still getting emails from Firestone, thanking her for trusting them.
Please rate your service and all that. And it states right here, my son's Chevy truck. That's
Shannon Mowdy.
It puts it on there, so how can they tell me they never had the truck?
KREM 2 News.
Well, this morning, officials battling the rattlesnake fire in Ferry and Lincoln counties reduced evacuation levels to level 1 get ready orders. The fire is holding at just under 21,000 acres. Increased rain in the area helped firefighting efforts, and it is now 90% contained. And in the Lynx Mountain Fire, it's also located in Ferry County. It's grown by about 100 acres since yesterday. Levels 1, 2, and 3 evacuations are still in place, but those zones have been reduced. Containment for this fire is at 35%. All right, well, summer weather is clinging on during the final week of the season, and we've got warm temperatures in the area. We're going to check in with our Jeremy Legou, who's outside in our outdoor weather center. Jeremy, it's been a beautiful day. I think it's a great way to enjoy what's left of the summertime.
Absolutely. It could not be better. 84 degrees is where we currently sit. 84 degrees and sunny is a beautiful way to get through the week, and we have more of that in store the next couple of days. We're in the mid-80s across much of eastern Washington and North Idaho, upper 80s out in central Washington, and staying that way. We don't have any change in the weather pattern heading our way in the near future. In fact, you have to go all the way out to the Gulf of Alaska to find any sort of change. Tomorrow morning, just like this morning, maybe a little bit warmer, our temperatures are going to be in the mid-50s in Spokane, low 50s off to the north, and by tomorrow afternoon, we're back in the mid-80s. Even better, we're staying there through the end of the week before things start to turn around this weekend.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Coming up on KREM 2 News at 5, the Federal Reserve made a decision on a rate cut. We'll tell you what they decided and how it impacts your wallet. And Spokane County beekeepers are studying plants and how they could hold the key to keeping local bees alive and buzzing.